David Hertel in for Aaron and Natasha. Always enjoy talking with Beryl Wajsman of the Suburban. A lot to talk about. How are you, Beryl, on this Fête Nationale?
Hey, bon fête, mon ami.
So let's start first with the big news item of the day, coming from our neighbors to the south, of course, the big U.S. Supreme Court decision overturning Roe v. Wade on the right to an abortion. Your thoughts? And more particularly, Beryl, we spoke earlier to an abortion rights advocate here in Canada. What do you think this will mean about abortion here? Will this have an impact?
I was going to address that in your question.
Mm-hmm.
So here you have the United States, which has some of the great traditions of liberal law in the Anglo-American world. And I say Anglo-American because a lot of people may not know that only in the Anglo-American legal tradition do we have a presumption of innocence. Continental Europe, for example, it's a presumption of guilt.
Correct.
But this is, we've had the Holmes and Brandeis and Cardozo and Douglas and Thurgood Marshall. This is the terrible, terrible hidden power of an American president. The appointment of federal judges, not just Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
Trump appointed 234 federal district judges. Can you imagine the effect these wackos are going to have? And I say wackos advisedly. One thing about Canada, conservative government, liberal government, our justices have been people of quality. Justin Trudeau can appoint Richard Wagner, who's a conservative, as Chief Justice, respected by all.
Yeah.
Harper appointed liberal justices. It's the quality of the person. America, since Reagan, has politicized the courts, and this is the result. And people have to understand the extent of this judgment. This judgment, of course, I know you know, but I think the listeners should be made aware of, has nothing to do with abortion.
Mm-hmm.
Roe v. Wade gave abortion rights, made them constitutional under the constitutional protection of the right of privacy.
Correct.
And this destroys that right much more than abortion. It goes to same-sex marriage. It goes to contraception. Crazy stuff. Now, the right
even interracial marriage.
Interracial marriage. The case of Loving versus Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And just an anecdote. You may remember, I know you remember, but I think a lot of the listeners will remember, there was an episode of The West Wing, that great NBC series, written by Aaron Sorkin.
Martin Sheen.
Where they were going to appoint a justice who seemed to have all the credentials. He was a Democrat. He was like, he had the number 3 after his name. But he had written something saying there was no right of privacy. So they dropped him as a candidate for the Supreme Court because the right of privacy is not explicit, but it's implied in things in the Bill of Rights, such as unreasonable search and seizure and things like that. More than anything, there should be a wake-up call in Canada for one thing. I don't think we're going to have an American Supreme Court type reaction, not at all. But we are so legislated on things in our lives. We are we've got so much legislation telling adults what they should choose and what they shouldn't choose in their private life. It's got to stop. The role of government has to be education, persuasion, not compulsion and coercion. That's a lesson we should learn from what happened today in Washington.
I'd love to continue this conversation, but I really want your take on François Legault's comments yesterday on multiculturalism. Let's hear them, and then we'll get back to you.
It's important that we have a culture of integration. We can add to this culture, but it's important that we don't put all cultures on the same level. So that's why we oppose to the multiculturalism.
Your response.
Okay, don't jump down my throat, and don't jump down my throat, all the listeners.
Oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
Okay.
You're going to defend him, aren't you?
Okay, I won't say anything. I'm not going to.
You're here to say something.
I'm going to say something, yes, but I just would like to keep my physical integrity together.
We're separated by airwaves. You're safe.
There is a point to be made here. He didn't make it the right way. Pierre Trudeau himself, I heard him make the point. So Pierre Trudeau in 1995 was feted by Cité Libre, that great magazine that he helped start with Gérald Peltier and Jean Marchand, that did so much to bring down Maurice Duplessis in the 50s. And in 1995, they were still meeting at Maison Aigrol, the whole Cité Libre gang, and I was very involved with them. And they gave Trudeau leather-bound copies of all the issues. And he said in his speech that his one big disappointment in his political life was encastrer la multiculturalisme dans la charte. He said, I conceived of multiculturalism as a compassionate way to apply laws, taking into consideration every community's diversity. Once it was put in the charter, he said, it became a pig trough for money. He put it in the charter because Peter Lougheed of Alberta wanted something for his ethnic community since Levesque had gotten notwithstanding. So, to say an outright statement like Legault said, which was, whoever wrote it, I don't know if anybody wrote it or if he said it, it's awful. But to say, you know what, there are certain Western, democratic, liberal, pluralistic traditions that we all share in common. That is what constitutes any nation in the West. And we can respect every cultural community's particularities. But we can't continue to bend our laws and make our laws and fund every single multicultural entity. Thomas D'Arcy McGee, a great father of Confederation and the only man assassinated in Canadian history, and some ascribe it to this statement. He said, there is room in this Northern Dominion under one flag and one set of laws for one great people. There is no possibility of that greatness under that same flag and those same laws for 100 squabbling particularities. So if by multiculturalism we're saying we respect it, but don't demand from the government full funding and the changing of laws to suit each and every particularity, then Legault is right. If he's just saying it as an ethnocentric statement saying we're only dealing with French, obviously he's wrong.
But the reverse is you can't reduce the French-speaking Quebecers to a particularity.
Clearly not.
That's where we need to find that balance. We need to find that balance.
Exactly. But that's exactly what he's doing, what you just said. And most Francophones don't understand that it's this very paternalism that is going to hold the Francophones back.
Totally. Beryl, I gotta stop there, my friend. I gotta stop there.
Okay, buddy.
I got the sense that you were, if I let you go, you were off.
I don't know if the text lines are lighting up or whatever, but I just hope.
No, actually,
what I meant.
Actually, this was a very interesting point of view. I kid around. I love having you on and your point of view, and you'll be back with me all next week when I fill in for Elias from Monday to Thursday, and back here on Canada Day, my friend.
Just one little thing for a smart guy, Francois Legault sometimes says things that are really quelque chose.
Have a great weekend.
You too, buddy.
Take care. That was Beryl Wajsman of the Suburban.